Hello, and here. Welcome back to another outstanding in our field video here on Farming Simulator 25 on Hutan Pantai. Since last episode, finished planting all the oats here. I got 3 fields of oats. Just ended up planting our 3 remaining fields. I'm like, just plant them all the same. We'll be done with it, right? So we got 2 fields of canola, 3 fields of oats. And then hopefully after this episode, or in between episodes, however long it takes here, we'll also have 3 fields of rice. That is the plan here anyway. So in between episodes, Evan, I've been busy here. It actually took a while here to get all these fields planted. And then also weeded these fields here as well. And now let me get my numbers right here. Double check, make sure I'm telling you folks this right here. So field 25, Evan. Field 25, I weeded right after planting. So after I finished planting, I took the weeder over. The crops had not started to grow yet, and I weeded this field. And if you look, Evan, and let's actually check the map here as well, there are no weeds on this field. So, great. Well, then I should say there's no weeds. There's a couple here where obviously I missed with the weeder. So, found out a couple things, Evan, and some of this is kind of from Farming Simulator 22 here as well. So first things first, if you weed right after planting, there is no way to tell where you have and haven't weeded. Yeah, you pretty much got to follow your GPS lines and hope you don't miss any. I mean, and if you do, Evan, like right here, you can see I missed a little bit. Can't tell, right, Evan? There's no way to tell where you have and haven't weeded. Also, you cannot hire a worker on that for some reason. Don't ask me why, Evan. Like, the lines show up. Like, if you bring the worker to the field here with the weeder, bring him to the field, bring up the help or the hired worker menu, I guess, whatever you want to call it. You bring it up, it shows like all the lines on the field, like, okay, great, push the hired worker button, he does nothing. He says field not found or some rubbish like that. Like, oh, well, okay, maybe he has to wait for weeds to actually be there. So I ended up fast forwarding time, Evan. So we did this one before fast forwarding time, before it grew, right after planting. This field, Evan, I waited until the next day, so we're now into the month of April here, this episode, by the way. And the weeds started to show up. And you can see there are still weeds in this field here yet because I was not able to remove all of the weeds with the weeder. Kind of similar to our canola field down here. I got most of the weeds. Well, I'm not sure about most. I got some of the weeds. Let's put it that way. I'm not exactly sure how many weeds it removed here. Which does remind me, from Farming Simulator 22, there used to be different levels of weeders. I haven't taken the time to look this episode yet. But I do want to take the time to look and see if there are different levels of weeders here in the game. Because there were some weeders in Farming Simulator 25 that would remove more weeds than others. But anyway, we did this field after the crops grew. So again, April here, Evan. Got that done here before I started recording this episode. Again, removed some of the weeds. Still cannot hire the worker here, by the way. So I don't know why that is. I mean, you can't hire the worker, which is kind of annoying. I'm like, why can you not hire the worker? I mean, I don't understand that. Again, it shows the lines that the hired worker would follow. But it doesn't, that's interesting. Yield bonus plus 75. This one actually, even though it has weeds, has a higher yield bonus. Oh, probably because of the fertilizer. That's probably why. I'll be curious to see what the yield bonus goes up to here once we fertilize this field. Speaking of which, let's grab a worker here. He's probably actually on the fertilizer spreader already, if I had to guess. Oh, yeah. I keep going down here. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. Farming Simulator 22, it was down along the bottom where you enter the vehicle, right? Because I click on my vehicles and I'm like down here. Where's my enter? Oh, that's right. It's up here now. Probably an improvement. I'm not going to... Oh, this is the planter. I don't want the planter. I want the fertilizer spreader. Like I said, probably an improvement. I'm not used to that improvement. If you want to call it an improvement, I guess. Seems like it would be, but... Let's drop this planter off here. Once we get the hired worker going on fertilizing, by the way, we've got some work of our own to do here. And we're going to start working on planting rice. At least that's the plan here anyway. Also, bit of exciting news here, I think. For those of you who haven't seen it here, the Sim Dashboard mod is now out here for Farming Simulator 25. And I believe this is new to Farming Simulator 25 here. It is also now available on iOS. So for those of you with iOS devices, you can now get the Sim Dashboard. Previously, Evan, and you folks correct me if I'm wrong here on this, but previously, to my knowledge, Sim Dashboard was only available in Farming Simulator 25 on Android devices. It looks like that has now changed. Sim Dashboard is now available on iOS and Android. Pretty much it installs the same way, so you have to have the Sim Dashboard mod. And then you also have to have the Sim Dashboard app on your PC. And then you have to have the Sim Dashboard app on your Android or iOS device. So, yeah. Pretty straightforward there, I think. This is the field that needs fertilizer, right? Yes. Double checking. Hire the worker. Yeah, he's going. Okay. Hopefully he doesn't miss anything. They're kind of a small field. To be honest, probably could just about do it quicker ourselves here, maybe. But we'll see once how good of a job he does here. I'm kind of curious. I have noticed the hired worker, and I think I had the problem. Was it 28 here? Field 28. I'm trying to remember now, because I believe the planting I did myself. I planted this field myself, if I remember correctly. Was it the cultivating? Plowing? Whatever. Oh, maybe, no, it wouldn't have been the weeding, because I would have done the weeding myself here, too, because you can't hire a worker for weeding. Whatever it was, that one, the hired worker left like a half a strip here for some reason. Just, yeah. I don't know. I mean, overall, the hired workers seem to do pretty good. Again, I would say way better than any previous version of the game, everyone. But with that being said, they do still miss a little bit, which I guess I can't complain too much about that, everyone. If you look at Courseplay and mods like that, everyone, Courseplay tends to miss quite a bit too. So, the fact that the hired workers do a pretty good job on most of the fields, I think is a pretty good job on Giants there on that one. So, and about time, I might add. I mean, we've been dealing with hired workers for how many versions of the game now? And the hired workers that are just absolute, absolute you-know-whats. Useless. Okay, anyway, on to the rice oven. Between episodes, got one field of rice planted here. You can see I've got the field planted. I actually got all three of the fields. Well, no, not. I've got the field planted. All three of the fields are flooded. That's what I was going to say. All three of the fields are flooded here. And in order to flood the field, it's actually pretty simple. Go up here, hit flood, and it floods the field. My understanding, I believe you want it to be flooded to 60% when you plant. I don't know if there's necessarily a way to change that. It flooded it to 64%, and this is nothing I did it. It just automatically did it. So 64% flooded on that one, and the one down here is also flooded as well. Takes I don't know what, probably 3 hours or so to flood them. The one thing I'm not sure why, I started flooding this field here last episode of one, but then when I went to plant it, it wasn't flooded. So I don't know what happened. The flooding went away for some reason. So, actually, you know what? That's cool. It actually got ripples in it. So when you walk in this oven, it actually ripples. Seems a little bit delayed when you're running it, I guess. Okay, well, whatever. Hey, at least, can we get, if we go in a circle, can we get the weird ripples? No, for those of you who know what I'm talking about there, you get, you kind of go around in a circle and the ripples all kind of converge and you get, anyway. Guess that doesn't quite work in the game. Oh, well. The fact that we got ripples, I guess, is better than nothing here, right? Oh, let's see what's here. So I'm still not used to using Sim Dashboard here yet. Again, up until this point, Evan, I have iOS devices. I've got Apple products, Evan. I don't have an Android, so I've never been able to use Sim Dashboard here. But now that it works on iOS, I've got an iPad, by the way, for those of you wondering. Got an iPad. I've got it up and running on here, so I think I can, if I turn lights on. Does this thing have lights? Maybe this thing doesn't have lights. Maybe it's not working. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I can raise and lower it. So that's kind of nice, Evan. So rather than using the keys on my keyboard or steering wheel, I can lower it up and down right from my iPad, which is kind of cool. For those of you not seen that mod before, highly recommend checking it out. I think I seen it works on consoles as well. You folks will have to correct me if I'm wrong on that, but we're going to turn that on. I think there's a way to access the hired worker settings here too, I thought. Looking at everyone here a minute. Maybe not. Oh, I thought they had... No, that does the map. Okay. Well, there's a way to get the hired worker, and when I say hired worker, actually, I'm in this case GPS, which is, we're going to open up GPS here, get that locked on, lower that down, and wait, away we go. Only planted, we are in a rice field. That's kind of annoying. Oh, okay. It goes away. We're just a little too close to the edge there or something. We're locked on GPS, though, so I don't know why that would be, but whatever. So anyway, like I said, got one field planned already. We've got 2 more fields to go here. Definitely not a new thing for me here in a farming simulator game. I mean, I have done this before here. For those of you who've played some of the other farming simulator games that are out there, some of the other games do include crops like this. This is obviously the first time it's been included here in Farming Simulator 25, or Farming Simulator, the Farming Simulator by Giants here. I don't know that there's even necessarily been any modded attempts at this that I know of. I could be wrong on that, but yeah, I'm not aware anyone has even like modded this type of rice yet. Obviously, at this point, you don't have to because obviously it's built into the game, but yeah, kind of cool. Did I turn off? I did. Okay. And is it not lower down? Okay, try. Oh my. Okay, third time's the charm here. Turned on, lowered down, locked on GPS. No, we're not locked on GPS. There we go. Now we're locked on GPS. We'll get this right yet, everyone. New to this game, obviously. I'm, new here. Only played this once or twice here. Oh, this reminds me of when I was looking. Okay, I'm going to finish this pass. I'm going to tab out of the game here. I don't think you folks will see anything different here, but I want to open up Steam here a minute, just so I can get you folks the right number here. And I am curious, you folks watching here as well. I'm going to go look at my Farming Simulator 22 here. So Farming Simulator 22, Evan. Oh, should I make you folks guess? No, I'm just going to tell you folks. For those of you wondering, playtime I've had here in Farming Simulator 22, Evan. So Farming Simulator 22, I have played 3,443.8 hours. 3,443.8 hours, that one. I'm curious, anyone else watching here? How many hours have you played in Farming Simulator 22? Just really curious on that. Let me know. Throw it down in the comments. I'd be really curious. That's 3,400 hours of my life I'll never get back. Oh well. Time well spent, right? Probably not. Sure. We'll go with it, right? For those of you doing the math, that's 1,000 hours every year spent playing Farming Simulator. 1,000 hours, Evan. Actually more than 1,000. Like 1,000. We'll just 1,200. How about that? Ooh, looks like the rice goes pretty quick here. I just noticed the trays are all empty up front there. Hoping we see a little more. Oh, actually, you know what? We do see an animation there. Okay. I don't know how I missed this. When I was looking for this here in between episodes, obviously I planted the other field there. I don't know what's the number on that one. Field. What's the number up here? Field 30? Yeah, field 30, Evan. Between episodes, obviously I planted field 30 there. And I was actually looking for them. Like, where's the animation? Well, must not just been working last episode or something. Because, yeah. Oh, we're a little off there. Let's straighten that back out. There we go. I was kind of curious. I'm like, I thought you seen an animation for pulling plants off, but I was not seeing that. Oh, yeah, now it's definitely dropping down. Or I have to go get some more rice seed here pretty quick. Unfortunately, I don't know, and I should try it here. I don't know. Can you pick up a pallet of rice seed? I'm assuming we probably can't pick up a pallet of rice seed, Evan. So in order to get that, I would have to have some sort of front loader forklift down at the shop. Again, I think it'd be a cool idea if Giants actually had the ability to, like, hey, there's just one station down there. I'm not going to get this other line, am I? Huh. Back up, maybe. First, you have to go on that line, I guess. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's the line I needed. Not that it probably really mattered a whole lot. Both the lines are pretty close. You can kind of see the ripples there. That's kind of cool. Only one ripple, though. Interesting. Nope. Come on. Raise up. There we go. Yeah, I can see on my sim dashboard, we've got 46% left on our rice here. Working speed is about 7 to 8 miles an hour here. Water temp is 90 degrees, huh? I wonder what that water temp is. Is that the temp of the water we're currently in? Water temp, I mean, 90 degrees, I went for... Oh, actually, I don't know if it's Celsius. If it's 90 degrees Celsius, that would make sense for the vehicle temp then. I was thinking like 90 degrees. That's not very warm for a vehicle. But yeah, if it's 90 degrees Celsius, then that would make sense for the vehicle. It's over in the other screen, though, so I'm not sure if that's... I'm just going to assume that's probably water temp for the vehicle then. You know what? Probably should line up the other way here then. We want to go this way, don't we? I think we're going to have enough seed here to finish planting this field, so we might have to make a trip down to the shop, pick up some more seed. And like I said, unfortunately, probably about the only way I can do this, Evan, is I'm going to have to drive down to the shop here just because, again, don't have the ability to transport the seed, I don't think. We do have a little truck down there that we could put the seed on to transport them, but again, the issue is going to be getting said seed up on the truck. We got one more field to go yet after this here as well. So even if we do have enough seed for this field, I'm definitely not going to have enough seed for the second one. I can guarantee that. Does this thing have row markers? I'm just looking at it like, what are these things? Oh, they are row markers. Okay. Obviously, we're using GPS. So we don't really need row markers. I wonder how well that works. Okay, so if you look straight down, it does actually leave a line. Oh, that's actually a line you might be able to follow, too, yet. A little bit hard to make a turn all the way following that. Although if we're following that row marker, it doesn't line up real well with our GPS line here. That is interesting. I'm not sure what's up with that. Wow, we are planted way over the GPS line here on this side, aren't we? Wonder if that that GPS line maybe not quite accurate for what this planter is, maybe? Just out of curiosity, what is the width on this here? 2.2 meters, huh? Wow. Blistering 2.2 meters. Oh, so we might actually have enough seed here to plant this field. That'd be nice. Just a reminder here, by the way, while we're planting up, and if you haven't already clicked the subscribe button, don't forget to do so. Always very much appreciated. There we go. As always, too, if you like the video, give it the old thumbs up there. Also very much appreciated. And if you'd like to join us in our multiplayer servers, you can find that information down below in the description there. Again, we are running a Farming Simulator 25 multiplayer server. We are playing on the Riverbend map there, the American-style map on the multiplayer there, by the way. And speaking of multiplayer, too, I'll have to say, Giants has improved, I think, the multiplayer experience here a little bit more again as well, at least with the whole downloading of mods here. Now, I'm assuming this is probably only true, again, of mods that are available on the official Farming Simulator mod hub, but as long as the mods are available on the official Farming Simulator mod hub, Evan, Giants has improved that experience quite a bit, in my opinion, when it comes to downloading mods needed to... Ooh, are we going to run out? Oh, we're not going to have enough seed, are we? Oh, it's going to be so close, Evan. So close. Oh, it's going to be really close. Oh. Don't ask me how, but I think we had enough. We got to be like, yeah, we are completely out of one. I don't know how we made that, Evan, but somehow we made that. Wow. Okay. That was... I think that was cool, Evan. I think that was cool. Okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to go run to the shop, everyone, and get some more seed here, so... I might try this real quick here. We need the heavy lift mod. That's what we need, everyone, to be able to pick this, pick a pallet of seed up. Otherwise, because, I mean, like, again, if I had to go buy a, where's, like, a forklift? We'd have to spend, $55,000, Evan, just to buy a forklift so I can, pick seed up at the dealership there, bring it to the farm, and then, of course, I mean, what am I going to do? Drive the, forklift back to the farm here at, what speed does this thing go here? A blistering 10 miles an hour. I suppose you could get this one and go 12 miles an hour, but that costs you $80,000. Or I'd have to get a skid steer, which actually a skid steer would be cheaper. I'm $35,000 for the cheapest skid steer. But that goes, what, a blistering 11 miles per hour. Get a telehandler. Yeah, those are even like, at least those go a little bit faster, 24 miles an hour. But we're looking at $140,000 just so I can load a pallet. Wheel loaders aren't going to be any better. Front loader vehicles, those, yeah, ridiculous, Evans. So, it'd be nice if the shop had a way to load that stuff on the skid or on your truck or trailer for you, right? That's what we expect in real life, right? Okay, well, I don't know about you folks. I don't feel like driving down to the shop. So, for those of you who haven't seen that, and some of you folks, from what I've gathered, some people don't realize this feature still exists in the game yet. Maybe Giants wasn't the most obvious as to where they put it here, but under the map, Evan, you do have the option to create a job. We can select our vehicle, create job, target position here. We are going to go to the shop and start job. And now the hired worker here should drive to the shop for us. And we'll be back here once we get our seed picked up. Okay, and a little bit of driving later, and we are back to the field here with another load of rice here. Get started planting. For those of you, by the way, wondering here, rice here, we got a rice sapling, a pallet. That is where the rice is coming from. I believe, and I haven't taken the time to look into this here, but yes, we do actually have a greenhouse, Evan, that can actually make rice saplings for us. We just need water. Incoming materials, water, outgoing rice. Okay, don't ask me how, but somehow if we put water in, we get rice out. That might actually be worth doing. I might have to look into that. So yes, we do have the greenhouse there for that. We also got a greenhouse there apparently for mushrooms as well. Interesting, just needs water, huh? Well, we might have to look at maybe getting these going here, so we can actually do that. Then we don't have to drive all the way down to the shop to buy our rice. We can just use our own. I mean, why not, right? Seems like a good idea to me. We won't probably bother with that here this episode, but maybe next episode of one, we'll have to start looking into that. I'll probably have to buy a water tanker here, and yeah, I think you folks all know how I feel about filling buildings with water, feeding water to animals. Yeah. How about you folks? I still find that to be the most obnoxious thing ever. Like, really? Really? Oh, well. Anyway. That's what we need. Someone needs to make a mod of that outlaws water in the game. You know, like, if it needs water of it, it's filled automatically. Like, I'm sorry. Have we not heard of pumps? Pipes? Really? Oh, well. What do I know, right? What do I know? What I do know is, now that I'm using my iPad for Sim Dashboard here, I'm going to have to close that so I can read the comments. Oh, well. Speaking of comments here, let's get those loaded up here, man. See what you folks had to say here for the last episode. Again, always enjoy reading all your comments, so if you've got something to say, throw it down below. Anyway, starting off here with the first one from Hetero. Hetero saying, good video. I have noticed that Giants have left out a lot of mods that were in the base game for Farming Simulator 22. We had 2 or 3 sizes of Kinsey planters. Now we have an 18-meter Kinsey planter for the little fields on this map. The Kinsey grain cart and some case tractors, etc., etc. I think what it is there, Hetro, like Farming Simulator 25, and you folks correct me if I'm wrong on this, planter pretty much released with the same amount of equipment that Farming Simulator 22 had. Just there's a lot more categories of it. So, like some of the categories, and I've noticed this as well, but do look a little thin. Like there's not as much equipment in some of the categories as there normally is. But again, there's a lot more categories too. So, John Darcy was saying, I always thought soybeans made the most money. At least in previous versions of the game, no. They are actually one of the worst. In fact, I say one of the worst. They are actually the worst. So, for those of you that were always planting soybeans to make the most money, I hate to disappoint you, but yeah, soybeans were literally the worst. Like, and again, I'm going to have to rely on other people that did the math on this one. I never took the time to do the math myself, so I'm just telling you what other folks that have actually taken the time to do the math have actually come up with here. And from what those folks have said, soybeans make you the least amount of money in the game. Now, I don't know if that's still true in 25 yet or not. I don't know, but it probably is if I had to guess. I have my doubts if Giants changed that a whole lot, Evan. So soybeans probably are still the least money-making crop. Now, if you're playing with precision farming, Evan, soybeans did have one advantage. You didn't have to fertilize it. Don't ask me why, but that still doesn't make any sense to me. But anyway. Next comment here from Jeffrey. Jeffrey was saying, okay, first off, the Great Plains drill is American. I probably should figure this. Great Plains isn't American. But the coulters on the front are no-till coulters, which Giants didn't make it that way. Don't ask me. That is true. That is not a no-till planter. And he says, also, I'm not even going to go down the age-old question, the rabbit hole. I'm assuming by the rabbit hole, it means which crop makes the most money. Dustin was saying you can make that seeder put on fertilizer, too. I'm not... Okay, how... I'm assuming you're talking about the Great Plains seeder I have. I don't understand how, because I don't think that thing had... Oh, yes. Okay, that's right. I forgot about that. Yes. This does have a fertilizer distribution unit. I don't know if anyone commented on this, but I've got to comment on this here again. The Great Plains here, there is no way. I am 99.999% sure that is not for fertilizer. I mean, this is for grass seeds or grass type seeds. Might even be, I don't know if canola would fall under that category or not. I'm sure that is the grass seeding option. That is not fertilizer. So I don't know who at Giants came up with that of them, but and then I've said this before about the game too. Like Giants could use some help in that department of some of their equipment choices and yeah, the options and stuff. Like, oh my. Jason was saying, console guy here. Hey, awesome. Always, yeah, kind of want to hear what you console players are thinking of the game here so far, especially with GPS here. Console guy here, he says, GPS has made the game 10 times more enjoyable than 22. I find myself doing more in-cab, using smaller equipment longer. Makes me excited for modded American maps that may be coming. Always enjoy your videos. Well, hey, thank you very much for that. And I don't know about you folks, I am glad that for you console players watching, you finally get GPS, because I don't know about you folks, GPS has always been like my favorite mod here, like in all versions of Farming Simulator. Maybe not quite as much with guidance steering. I still kind of like the old one better, although the old one here, the old GPS one is, I would say, very similar to the one in 25 here, so. And I guess I can't say it's my favorite mod anymore, because now it's built into the game, so. Christopher was saying, I am a console player, but I don't know. I don't own the game yet. He was also saying you must have had that copyright strike a long time ago. Copyright strike, I have to go back and look. It was probably like, it was a few years ago. It wasn't that long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. And like I said, it was for And actually, he says copyright. No, it was not a copyright strike. To be clear, Evan, the strike I got was not a copyright strike. It was a strike. For those who don't know, yeah, you can get copyright strikes, Evan. That one should be pretty straightforward. What do you get a copyright strike for, right? I got just a channel strike. Channel strike is when you do something wrong, and not necessarily copyright. Just you post something you shouldn't. You do something you shouldn't. You put it. Anyway, you do something wrong, right? Based on Giant's terms and services. And per Giants, the one that I broke was spam, scam, and deceptive practices, which I have no clue of. Like, I don't believe there is anything in any of my content that would fall under this scam, spam, or deceptive practice of it. Like, not even remotely close. So what, yeah. The only thing, what I'm assuming, Evan, is I'm guessing what happened, and this is my thoughts, Evan. Somebody reported my video for that. Giants probably doesn't even check. They're just, oh, okay, scam tip, and just automatically struck the channel as a result of that. That's my only guess. I mean, I have no idea. It's kind of annoying. But, yeah. And it definitely has severely affected the channel as a result of that. At least I'm convinced that's what it did. Also, we are out of seed. Wow. And speaking of out of seed, we're also out of time. So I guess that was a pretty good time, Evan. We're out of seed. We're out of time. I'm going to go fill this thing up here again. With that, you folks have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. And thanks for watching. Until next time.